Welcome back to Island Dreams. We're at it again. It's the East Asian Football Federation qualifiers. Stage 1, mind you, and we're up against our familiar foes. We've got those rascals over on Guam, we've got the big boys in from Mongolia, and we have got those upstarts from Macau to contend with. And we're back again in Mongolia. It seems like Mongolia hosts the qualification stage every 2 years. I thought it might roll from one nation to another. No. So we're back in Ulaanbaatar, but I told the Northern Mariana FA, we are not staying in no yurt, suckers, this time. I want a little bit of quality. So, welcome to our 4-star training base for the qualification tournament. Granted, we're 4 to a room. It's cosy. But it is a step up from a yurt in the Ulaanbaatar outback. So we have got every chance of striving towards a 4th game with the Northern Marianas this year, because form in the friendlies has been encouraging, but we know Football Manager 2020, form in the friendlies might not count for a thing when it comes to the real action today. So we're back to give it another go. We've got 3 qualification games in 5 days, standard in this part of the world. We take on our greatest of foes, Guam, you know, that lot from the other island today. Then we got Macau and we got Mongolia to come. Oh, crossy fingers, we can take it to that 3rd qualification game, still with something to play for this time. Now, we're going to go in with a different strategy today, and it's going to sound a little bit counterintuitive, but we're going to try and play with 10 men. All will be revealed shortly, but first of all, we'll get you into the fixtures, we'll get you into the schedules, because things have not been going too bad for the Northern Mariana Islands. We have won some more games of football. So after that victorious night against Mongolia, where the whole of the island stopped, we're a bit disappointed after that to pick up a 0-0 draw with Micronesia and a 1-0 defeat to Tuvalu. But we got back to winning ways against the might of Saint-Pierre and Miquelon. Always good to get a victory over such a strong nation. Before a very chastening defeat. A manager error, if you will. We arranged a friendly against Reunion, thinking that they were another non-FIFA nation, so they must be a similar kind of standard to us. They were not a similar kind of standard to us. They had ringers playing for them all over the pitch. They had a 6'6", £7.25 million rated target man leading the line for them, which I found just rude, and they made light work of us. Some of the boys were a little bit upset when Ito Hook's mom had to take him home in tears at the end of the game, but we recovered a 3-1 victory against the Seychelles. Very nice. Big D getting a couple of goals. A 1-0 victory over Bhutan, and if you're beating the likes of Bhutan, well, certainly you start to approach things with a little bit more confidence. So we went into the next calendar year, a 2-0 win against Anguilla. What, back-to-back victories, I hear you cry. Yes, that's how the Northern Mariana Islands are rolling these days. Before we tried our little fixture against one of the teams we'll be facing in the qualifiers, Mongolia, a team we beat in the last qualification rounds a year ago, but they beat us 2-0 this time, and we did not look so great, so we're a little bit nervous, but then we got back to it, 1-0 versus the Turks and Caicos, and wait for it, I said, 6-0, that's right, we'll say that, Northern Mariana Islands 6, US Virgin Islands 0. The boys were rampant. Look at that second half. 74th, 84th, 85th, 89th minute. Everybody was getting in on the act. It was a great night in Saipan. And then we thought, okay, if we're doing well against teams, we're winning some friendlies, why not up it a notch? Why not arrange a friendly against one of the nations that we would play in the 2nd qualification phase of the East Asian Championships if we were to get through the 1st phase? Just imagine we got through. What would life be like in that 2nd phase? Well, look, this is what life would be like in that 2nd phase. We arranged a game against probably the softest teams you can play in the 2nd qualification stage. North Korea and Hong Kong are probably a bit better than this, so we played Chinese Taipei. They beat us 4-1. It wasn't an embarrassment. We had some chances and a goal disallowed, but it looks like it'll be tough going. So we went back and then we played some games against our other qualification phase 1 opponents, Guam and Macau. Beat them both. Kept clean sheets against them both. Looking pretty hopeful. We then had a 1-1 draw against Aruba. Not superb, if I'm honest. Before we played Tonga again, the first nation we ever beat. 3-0, we beat them again. Bit topsy-turvy though. Then we lost 1-0 to the British Virgin Islands, one of the worst teams you can hope to play. And then the Northern Mariana FA, in their wisdom, cancelled all the rest of our friendlies for the rest of the year. Cancelled our friendlies in June, so we've had no warm-up games. We've not played a fixture for 6 months before we jump into action against Guam. And what action it threatens to be, my friends, because we've got a new system. 2 years ago, we made the decision to go into the qualification games with one attribute at the forefront of our selection policy, and that was pace. Making sure we had quick players, because we were fed up of getting beaten to the ball, the long ball over the top doing for us. So we ended up with a 5'9" centre-half playing just because he was quick, and it didn't work as well as we were hoping. Then we got a comment down in the comment section of the last video. A very, very successful YouTuber called Aussie Villain said, why don't you try playing a couple of lumps at centre-half and seeing whether you might be able to nick a few goals from set pieces? And it got me thinking. Now, first of all, I will say, finding lumps on the Northern Mariana Islands is not easy. If you do find a lump that can play at centre-half for you, often they have acceleration or pace of 1, which kind of makes them a bit of a liability. But we have scoured the island. We have trawled the metropolis that is the Northern Mariana Islands, and we might have found the Aussie villain, the lump he was talking about. So let's talk you through the team that's going to play Guam today. First of all, let's introduce you to our lump. He is called Peter Cabrero. Now, he's slow, but by Northern Mariana lump standards, not the slowest. He's also got a jumping reach of 16 and he's 6'4". So he is going to be heading things away for us today and maybe being a threat in the opposition box, we hope. Next to him, we've had to put a little bit of pace, but still might fall into Aussie Villain's lump category. 6'5", jumping reach of 14, but acceleration of 11. It's only big Normie Reluccio. 16 caps under his belt for the big Reluccio now. So looking like a regular. We're sticking with Kim Jin Seok as our right wing back. Pace and acceleration of 13. Why wouldn't you? 17 caps for that young man now. He's a veteran. Then this is where it gets controversial. Juanito Hook is not a left back, but we're going to play him as a left back because he's strong, he's quick, he can cross, and again, he's good in the air, so he might help us out at defensive set plays. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've already looked down. Who are these rascals playing in front of, I hear you cried. That's right. Sad news, pour yourself a stiff drink. We have said goodbye to Johan Nutzel. Johan could only survive 2 years without a club before he decided to retire. So Nutzel is no more. Our new keeper is Norman Duenas. Okay, there's some gaps to his game. Okay, there's more gaps than there are positives to his game, but Norman takes the gloves today. He's played 8 friendlies and done okay. In front of him, we've decided to go with a new central midfield pairing. First of all, we've got Johnny T, John Torwampai. Now, he can get around the pitch a little bit. He's got some good work rate. He's got some good teamwork. And he's just like a little ferret in that midfield. Just keep him busy, trying to win balls back for us. And he is next to the Colossus. Like a young Socrates, the philosopher, mind, not the footballer. 6'4", jumping reach of 16. Yes, in this tournament, we are really going for power, for aerial presence, for not being bullied, but trying to keep a little bit of pace where we can. So Josh Rizzoro gets the gig in midfield. Then we've got a new right winger. He's quick and he can cross and dribble a little bit. It's John Reluccio. It's Norm's little brother. We know Manianiana, he is an absolute crafty fox in that number 10 position. So he's going to be in there just beavering about, trying to play some through balls for who else? Big D. 8 goals in 18 caps now. He's eclipsed Mr. Mariana, Joe Wang Miller, as the island's all-time leading goal scorer now. So Wow, he's got the pace and the acceleration. He's finished and he can compose himself. I mean, this guy is the island's number 9. But that's pretty much it for the team, really. We're only really playing with those 10 men. Because on the left wing, we're deciding to try something different today. We're not actually going to play a footballer over on the left side. Instead, we're going to play Nathan Tekapua. Now, Nathan Tekapua can't play football. He's slow. He can't cross. He's not a great dribbler. His passing and his vision are poor. And he's pretty lazy as well. And his strength, well, it's not anything to write home about. So Nathan Tekapua, he doesn't really actually play for us during the games. He just kind of loiters around in a smoking jacket with a martini on the touchline, chatting to the fans, signing a few autographs. But whenever we get a free kick or a corner, that's when Nathan gets involved. That's when Tekapua laces up his boots, runs onto the field, much like special teams might in American football. He comes on and... boy, can this boy deliver. 18 free kick taking. I mean, La Liga, Premier League, Serie A, if you have an 18 free kick taker, that guy's going to do some business for you. So this is what Nathan does for the national team. Doesn't get involved in any build-up play. Doesn't track back. Doesn't help out with the defence. He just kind of chats to the boys on the bench. You know, a bit of Connect 4, a bit of Guess Who. Just keep himself busy. And then we give him the shout when it's set-piece time, and he is in. And he is an asset. So we're going to have to defend with 10 men. We're going to have to attack with 10 men. But when we get a set piece, we've got some lumps and we've got a guy that can take the set pieces. And we're going to see whether that's enough to get us a 4th game of qualification football. So let's get into it. Mongolia have already beaten Macau. Well, you'd expect that. Mongolia are a regional powerhouse. But let's get to the main event. It is us against Guam. In the East Asian Football Federation's wisdom, they've decided to arrange this tournament slightly later than it was 2 years ago. So it's at the start of September, before our season's begun, before pre-season training's even begun for the boys. So fitness is going to be a little bit of an issue. Let's see if we can just G them up. We're favourites for a reason. Well, you know, we've beaten Guam in a couple of friendlies, but not sure about being favourites. No, let's pile it on for the boys. Let's pile it on. Let's get into the tunnel. Let's get out for the national anthems. Excuse me while we make a couple of changes. When we have been playing our friendlies, we've been playing them in 2D, and we've been watching some extended highlights just to try and study where the boys are moving around the pitch. Our left winger Tekapua, he's pretty much just in the tunnel, you know, with his cocktails. But we are underway, my friends. Okay, we're nervous because we've beaten Guam in a friendly. By the way, we'll stop it. We'll stop it. Guam have got a ringer playing, by the way. Guam have got a ringer. AJ De La Garza. Look at those attributes. That is just unfair. So look, Guam have got some quality. This is by no means a done deal. We played well against them in the friendly. Here's Reluccio. He's got a bit of a long throw on him, by the way. Unfortunately, he's got nobody to throw it to, but that might be a bit of a weapon for us as well. There's Bamba. Oh, they're coming forward. Hopefully we won't be quite as vulnerable from set plays this tournament. We've got some bigger boys in there to defend the box. And we've won the ball back. Okay, no, we've got to... Oh, you've run past the ball. Oh, you've dived in. Oh, it's glanced the post. Oh, boys. Oh, boys. Okay. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Boop, boop. Hey, 10 men. We only need 10 men. Nathan Tekapua. I told you. Nathan Tekapua. He puts his cocktail to one side. He stubs his cigarette out. What's that, 30 yards? Oh, he's the Northern Mariana Beckham. Without the talent, the looks, the wealth. Oh, it's 2-0 to Tekapua. Put the cross in. Tekapua put the free kick in. Have it, Guam. Take it, Guam. We've got a set-piece master on our hands. It's Big Pete as well. There's your lump. There's your lump. Oh, he's up like a colossus. Oh, he was radiant at that far post. Okay, not too excited. Not too excited. Do we shout? And no. Let's not disrupt the equilibrium. There's the corner from Tekapua. It's 3! Tekapua. He swung a corner into our other lump. It's Norm. 3-0. Are you watching? 3-0. Northern Mariana Islands 3. Have it, Guam. Take it, Guam. 3-0. 28th minute. Last tournament we were done. We only conceded 3 goals. They were all from set plays. First half against Guam. 3 set plays, 3 goals. It's genius. Here he is. 4. It's 4. He's slung in another corner. Who is it? It's that big Josh Rosoro. 6'4" midfielder. Oh, my goodness as well. Don't think this is all happening by accident, my friends. We have spent days on these set-piece routines. Days. Hours moving around little blobs, getting them in the right positions for set plays, practicing it in friendlies. It's paying off on the big stage. It's 4-0 against Guam. Have a goal, Guam. Have a goal, Guam. We'll just get a corner and score. Oh, it's De La Garza. Told you they had a ringer player. He's good. He's good. He's played a bit of MLS football. All right. So I guess you could say Guam are beating us in terms of proper goals scored. They're beating us 1-0. But the set plays, you only need 10 men. Okay. 4-1 at the break. Let's be brutally honest. That's a little bit better than even I was hoping for. And I am a Northern Mariana optimist. I'm the boys' greatest cheerleaders. But let's not get carried away, because we've seen some things. That reunion game, that scarred us. So let's keep them concentrating. Let's keep those performance levels up. How is everybody doing? Not seen a lot from Big D yet, but he's playing a 6.9, so he must be doing something right. Somebody's winning these set plays for us. We've got Manny playing as the number 10. Okay, not great, but we trust Manny. You know, he's going to be ferreting around in there looking to create for us. Looks like Juanito's not having his best game. Neither is Kim Jin Seok, but hey, we're going to keep it the same. What we'd like for the second half, we'd like to score a non-set piece goal if we could. But it's going well so far. Okay, we've got a free kick. Here's Kim Jin. Slings it forward. Go on, Big D. Come on, Big D. Show him. Oh, he's pinged it against the shoulder of the man in pink. That goalkeeper kit is a statement, by the way. You're not going to lose him, are you? Okay, it's corner time. They must be absolutely petrified when Tekapua steps up. Oh, does he strike a sweet ball? We're straight into another highlight as well. Here we go. There's Reluccio. Go on, use your pace, son. You've got Big D with you. You've got Big D. Not using him. Controversial. Okay, we're playing a bit of football now as well. Boys just expressing themselves a little bit now. Come on. 18 shots, 9 on target. Maybe we make a change now. Maybe we're going to make a change. Manny, Annie, Anna. Let's give little Billy Swami a go. You know, just a youngster. I think he's only 17, Billy Swams. Now, Manny hasn't had his best day. Okay, we want a little bit more. I don't want to just coast home with set-piece goals. Got a highlight coming. Got a highlight coming. We're going to make a change beforehand, though. Juanito, we're just going to swap for Johnny Souls. We saw Johnny Souls in the last tournament. I think he's a good 6'4" as well. Need a winner here. There's the lump. Peter Cabs. And we've gone over the top. Come on, Dave. Oh, that is exquisite. Oh, God, he has just looped that one into the top corner. 5-1. Has East Asia seen a result like this before? This is sending shockwaves around the world. Was that Swamy? Oh, he set it up and 9th international goal for Big D. I like the way he's gone for that grey beard as well. That is a statement for the tournament. Like when Romania bleached their entire squad blonde at USA 94. What a statement. I think we're going to give one more player. Here's the long throw. I think we're going to give one more player an appearance. Resort. Oh, D. Come on. Come on. There's a chance there. Okay. Quite like this little player. Bradley. Not Bradley. Brad Lee. Right winger. Again, just a youngster, as virtually every player in the Northern Mariana Islands is just a youngster. 5-1. Tell you what, this helps the goal difference as well for later on in the tournament. 5-1. So look, AJ Delegate, look, he is by far the best player probably at the tournament. But we've taken him and his mates, and let's be honest, we've given them a set piece masterclass. Oh, so we have got a 48-hour turnaround, and then we're into the fixture against Macau. Macau are licking their wounds after a defeat to Mongolia. If we were to win against Macau, even if Mongolia beat Guam, and Guam aren't looking at their strong in this tournament, that sets it up beautifully for that last fixture against Mongolia. Come on, when you arrive today, begrudgingly, let's be honest, you just arrived because I sent a tweet about it, but when you arrive today, you weren't expecting to see the Northern Mariana Islands stick 5 past Guam playing with just 10 men. But let me tell you, this boy is the future. At 31 years old, he could play for another 20 years on this island, and all we need him to do is step up, put corners in. Look at this, 8 caps, 6 goals. This guy is going to have statues built in Saipan in his honour. I think that will do us for today's Island Dreams, and what a dream it has been today. If you are new to the channel, hey, if you liked it, great. Subscribe, do it. Like it, much appreciated. But check out the description down below, because we're going to put details of some other great new FM20 YouTube channels that you might just enjoy as well, and you can go and show them your support also. Thanks very much for watching. We will see you for the Macau fixture as we continue the hunt for that 4th game.